An audio recording of Nolan Wells' final radio transmission reveals what happened right before the vessel went dark. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are breaking down the newly leaked audio logs from Nolan Wells' private boat trip. Maritime safety records show a sudden drop in communication that traditional weather reports cannot fully explain. To understand exactly what the official transcripts left out, make sure to stay with us until the end. To truly understand the mystery of that night, we must map out the exact minutes leading up to the final silence. The vessel departed the marina at 8 p.m. under clear skies. According to Coast Guard tracking logs, the boat maintained a steady speed of 12 knots heading directly south. At 11:45 p.m., the automated tracking transponder suddenly stopped broadcasting its location. For exactly 20 minutes, the ship was completely invisible to local coastal radar systems. Then, at 12:05 a.m., a brief voice transmission came through the emergency radio frequency. The leaked audio file is less than 30 seconds long, but the background noises tell a complex story. In the clip, Nolan Wells can be heard speaking to the operator in a calm but urgent voice. He states that the primary electrical systems are failing rapidly. He also mentions that an unidentified vessel is trailing close behind his stern. What makes this detail so unusual is that the local Coast Guard radar showed no other commercial ships in that specific quadrant. Pathologists and maritime experts argue that a total power failure on a brand new luxury yacht is incredibly rare. These yachts are built with multiple backup generators specifically designed to prevent this exact scenario. If the power went out completely, it suggests that someone may have manually cut the master circuit breakers from inside the engine room. Think about how standard emergency situations unfold at sea. When a boat experiences technical trouble, the captain immediately broadcasts a standard alert, giving their exact coordinates. In this leaked audio, Nolan never gets the chance to read out his coordinates. The transmission cuts off abruptly with a loud static burst. The sharp interruption indicates that the radio unit did not just lose battery power, it was likely disconnected or physically damaged mid-sentence, leaving the emergency operators with no way to trace a signal back to its source. Every modern vessel of this size is equipped with a digital emergency beacon known as an APERB. This device is designed to automatically float to the top and send a satellite distress signal if the ship begins to take on water or sink. In this case, the emergency beacon never activated. When salvagers eventually located the boat floating days later, they found the device securely locked inside its mounting bracket. This means the boat never experienced a sudden capsizing event that would trigger the automatic safety switches. Let us look at how private security networks operate in these coastal waters to see the bigger picture. Many high-profile individuals hire private firms to monitor their vessels via satellite. These private firms have access to specialized tracking software that records data independently of the public Coast Guard. According to sources close to the maritime security company hired for this trip, their private logs show that the boat's engines were turned back on shortly after the radio went silent. The ship was moving under its own power for another 3 miles before coming to a complete stop. This contradicts the initial police report, which claimed the boat simply drifted into the restricted zone due to ocean currents. If the engines were running after the distress call, someone was still at the helm steering the ship. The family's private legal counsel is now pushing for a full judicial review of the satellite data. They want to know why the local authorities did not launch a search and rescue helicopter until 6 hours after the initial radio anomaly was logged by the emergency desk. When a standard distress call is received, response protocols dictate that the nearest rescue asset must deploy within 30 minutes. This 6-hour delay allowed the vessel to drift far away from the initial location, making it much harder to collect fresh forensic evidence from the water. We also need to look at the port logs from the marina where the voyage began. On the night of the departure, 2 private security vehicles were seen parked near the dock for several hours. Eyewitnesses claim that 3 individuals boarded the vessel shortly before Nolan Wells arrived. However, these 3 individuals were never listed on the official guest manifest submitted to the harbor master. In maritime law, failing to log every person on board before leaving port is a serious violation. The manifest only contained Nolan's name and the names of 2 crew members. This gap between the eyewitness accounts and the official paperwork suggests that someone wanted to keep the presence of these extra guests completely hidden. When independent reporters asked the marina management for the security camera footage of the dock, they were told that the cameras were undergoing routine maintenance that entire evening. This convenient technical glitch has made it impossible to visually verify who stepped onto that boat. Furthermore, a deep analysis of local amateur radio logs reveals that several civilian boat captains in the area experienced strange GPS interference around midnight. This type of signal jamming is usually associated with military equipment or high-end corporate security systems. If someone was using a signal jammer near the vessel, It explains why the automated tracking transponder stopped working at 11:45 p.m. It also means that the emergency distress call was intentionally blocked from reaching the wider public frequencies. The corporate firm that owns the vessel has continuously stated that all onboard equipment was functioning perfectly during pre-trip inspections. This statement only deepens the mystery, as it leaves no room for accidental mechanical failure as an explanation for the sudden silence. While the search team was looking for the vessel, the entertainment agency representing Nolan Wells was already changing their internal communications. Internal company emails leaked online show that a mandatory staff meeting was called at 3:00 a.m. on Saturday morning. This meeting took place hours before the public or the media was informed that Nolan's boat was even missing. During this meeting, employees were strictly instructed not to answer any questions regarding Nolan's recent business meetings or his upcoming projects. They were also ordered to route all incoming press calls directly to a specialized crisis management firm in New York. This early response proves that the management agency knew something went wrong on that boat long before the local authorities made an official announcement. Standard corporate protocols usually require a company to wait for an official police statement before initiating an emergency PR plan. By acting so quickly, the agency managed to control the early news headlines and shape the narrative before the public could look at the facts. Digital analysis of the agency's internal servers shows that several large files related to Nolan's final contract negotiations were archived and moved to an offline storage drive during that same early morning meeting. These contracts reportedly involved a major international film deal that Nolan was planning to leave. By walking away from the deal, he would have caused significant financial losses for the production company and the primary investors. This financial motive is something that independent investigators are paying close attention to. It shows that there were powerful economic reasons for certain individuals to control Nolan's actions and monitor his movements closely during his final days. Currently, a major legal battle is happening over the rights to the full emergency audio archive. The local police department has filed a motion to suppress the leaked recording, claiming that releasing it to the public could compromise their ongoing investigation. However, public interest lawyers argue that the recording belongs in the public domain under Freedom of Information laws. They believe that keeping the audio hidden only serves to protect the influential figures who are connected to the vessel's management company. The media's continued silence on these technical details shows how easily complex investigative data can be pushed aside in favor of simpler stories. But as long as independent researchers continue to analyze the logs, the truth cannot be hidden forever. What are your thoughts on this leaked distress call? Do you think the sudden radio cutoff points to an intentional act, or was it just a terrible technical coincidence? Let me know your perspective in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. Stay observant and see you next time.